She can maybe come back though. Holy smokes, Heidi just absolutely bodied her. Oh my gosh, Grace is coming in swinging. Holy shit. Can Elsie do it? Oh my God. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bowden the Great and I'm your host for tonight's My Time at Sandrock Friday Fight Night Bachelorette edition. We're gonna finally find out which of these 7 bachelorettes are the toughest fighter. Now, given that we have 7 bachelorettes, one of the NPCs is actually going to get a bye, which I'm going to give it to Amira because I love her and she's my girlfriend in game. So she's going to get, it's a slight bias there, but she's going to get a little leg up. But regardless, if she's not the strongest fighter, then she's not the strongest fighter and we'll figure out who actually is. So the rules are best 2 out of 3, and after that, there are no more rules. So kicking things off, our first fight, we have Couture and Elsie. Let's go see who the strongest fighter is. And in the red corner, we have Couture, and she is primed and ready with her sword. And in the blue corner, we have Elsie, who's got her twin daggers. She had a little pre-fight jitters, and she pooped on the ground, but here we are, we're kicked off. Wow, Couture closed the distance. She is taking damage. There you go. Okay, that was barely even a fight. Wow, that was quicker than I thought. Elsie really took the edge with that one by keeping her distance from Couture, and Couture just kind of swung aimlessly. All right, we got both fighters back in position. That first round goes to Elsie. Elsie played it really smart because I don't think Couture really knew that she had the capabilities that she had, but now that she knows that, we could see a different fight number 2. All right, hopefully we'll see something a little better out of Couture here because last time, nope, she just goes back for the same thing. All right, Couture, you gotta close. Oh man, she's got her shield broke. Holy smokes. And Elsie just absolutely wiped the floor with her. I'm kind of shocked here. I thought Couture would put up a little bit. I mean, look at that strut off too. She doesn't give a damn about nothing. Our victor, Elsie. Couture is trying to get back into it, but unfortunately, wait a minute. She's got the sneak attack on her. And she still lost. That wasn't even part of the match, but I don't know what else to say. You know, I can confidently say that I did not expect that at all. Couture just got the floor wiped with her. Even when she tried to cheap shot her and come back for more, she still got beat up. Elsie might be a top contender here. So Elsie moves forward and is going to be fighting Amira in the next round, which I'm actually a little bit worried for Amira because Elsie's long range attacks seems to be pretty devastating, and that could be the move here, is to keep your distance from the actual fighter itself. So we're gonna move on to Grace and Heidi, and we'll see what comes of that one. So same as before, we've got Grace in the red corner and Heidi in the blue corner. They're both wielding dual blades. They must have seen the Elsie fight and thought, you know what? I need to do that. I should do that as well. We're gonna see though, are they gonna take a page out of the Elsie book and kind of keep to the distance, or are they gonna close the gap and really get in close and personal? Let's get things started. Oh, wow. She's got up her guard though. We've actually got ourselves a fight here. Oh, Grace is working it. Grace is, look at that. That was actually a close one. I feel like once you get that shield broken, you're done. There is no coming back from that. So whoever gets that shield broken first, that's it. All right, luckily we actually have ourselves a fight versus the last one when Elsie just absolutely wiped the floor with her. Heidi had a good plan there. Come in there blocking, close the distance, get in close, but unfortunately kicking off that long range attack that Grace did, it really puts you in an advantage. Hopefully this round we'll see Heidi actually start playing a little bit more of a long distance game here. But if she can close that gap quicker and Grace not do as much damage, we could see a totally different fight from last time. She just went in, there she goes. Yep, once that shield goes down, she can maybe come back though. Holy smokes, Heidi just absolutely bodied her. Oh, she ain't taking nothing. Can she still do it though? She still has time. Oh, what an absolute show. And Grace is just strutting off, leaving Heidi in the dust. God, that was actually a really good fight, and I saw that go in multiple different ways. I thought Heidi was about to pull that one out. She was at the little sliverest of health and was coming back and absolutely bodied her with that last shot against the actual cliff face walls. That was truly amazing. Honestly, even though Heidi lost, I gotta give her props for fighting to the very, very end. So Grace is the winner here, and that kind of is starting to build a pattern. If you've got any sort of long range attack, you're already at a huge advantage. So hopefully Jane and Monon, who are next up to fight, will take a page out of Elsie and Grace's book, because that long range damage right off the rip does really put you at a better position. We've got Jane in the red corner and Monon in the blue corner. I don't know if Jane is doing this on purpose, but she is just going bare knuckles with this one. We're gonna kick it off. Let's see what happens. Jane's doesn't have anything in, and oh my God, Jane is just walking away. She refuses to fight Monon, and Monon is just throwing daggers at her back. We might have a little issue with that, because it is okay. She refuses to fight. So unfortunately, looks like Jane's just gonna be DQ'd. We're gonna have to get things kicked. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna reset this baby. Actually, we're just gonna clear it. We're gonna clear it. We're gonna bring in the next fighter. All right, so we brought in Nia. Venti, who I also had in my bracket to originally bring in as well, is also a passive fighter, as in that she also just did not, like, had zero interest in fighting. So unfortunately, our bracket went from 7 Bachelorettes to 5 Bachelorettes. This is a little bit unprecedented. We kind of kicked things off with Amira having the bye, and we have 2 players, 2 NPC Bachelorettes, who just refused to fight. So they are now, they're DQ'd, and so we are on, this is our final round 1 fight. Monon versus Nia. Nia, I don't know what she's got here. I don't know what she's got, but she looks ready. She's got something in this pocket of hers, maybe some pocket sand that she's gonna just absolutely blast Monon with. So I guess we're gonna kick things off and see what happens. I was kind of disappointed about the last 2 NPCs, Jane and Venti. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're obviously not here to really showcase their stuff. All right, so we're getting things kicked off, and she just threw some stuff at her. This is an interesting thing. I don't know what she's throwing. Rocks, perhaps? I don't think that's really a great strategy. If you're gonna throw rocks, you probably should get back. Wow, okay. Nia got absolutely worked, so we're going to reset that one. Okay, so Nia's strategy was only long range, and to also throw things very slowly. So that wasn't the best strategy. Maybe it'll work round 2. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to. We're gonna see how this plays out, but I have a good feeling for Monon and not a great feeling for our friend Nia. Oh, that was a big explosion though. Oh, she got turned around with that one. Too little, too late. And Monon is the victor, and she just sprints away. She said, I ain't got time for this shit. Yeah, she's gone. She is gone. All right, and that is the end of round 1. Honestly, a little bit disappointing. I was hoping for we had one close match, but other than that, it was kind of a clear difference. I think, though, that sort of weeds out the amateurs. Round 1 weeds out the amateurs. Round 2, though, is going to be fire. The first fight of round 2, we're gonna have Amira and Elsie. We haven't seen what Amira has to offer. I personally think that she's got a lot to offer. I don't know about the fighting aspect of it too much, but we're gonna find out very shortly. Round 2 is upon us, and you may be wondering, where is Amira? Well, come to find out, unfortunately, she is actually a lover and not a fighter. So she was also a passive fighter. So now I kind of just threw that whole out. So a lot of what we started with to what we are at now is very different. So Amira, even though she got the bye, it technically didn't matter because she doesn't fight anyways. So now in the red corner we have Elsie, and in the blue corner we have Grace. They both have very similar fighting styles, so I think this fight will actually be a good one, because Lord knows I need to see a good fight after being disappointed basically back to back on passive NPCs. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out. Are they both gonna keep their distance and just do kind of long range battle? Or are they gonna kind of just slowly close in? It looks like they're, oh, okay, here we go. We got ourselves a battle here. Grace is getting all up in that business, but she kind of missed that one. Elsie missed, oh, and she had her back turned. And Grace just absolutely took advantage of it and is just strutting her stuff off the battlefield. How embarrassing for Monon. That was an interesting fight, though. That was interesting. They kind of both started off long range and then immediately closed the gap. Elsie tried to kind of come in last minute with the good old-fashioned ground and pound, but she totally whiffed it and missed Grace. Grace took advantage, had back control, and just really put the woodshed to her. We're gonna get the next fight started and see how this one turns out. Maybe we'll see a similar outcome. They both start off strong. Grace just hits really hard, and Elsie just really can't seem to recover from it. And then she misses like that, turns her back, and Grace just absolutely takes advantage of that. My God. I think we could potentially be seeing our strongest Bachelorette here. Grace just does not take any shit and just absolutely bodied Elsie. All right, given that I don't want to be handing out any buys in round 2, what I'm going to actually do is have Elsie fight Monon and see kind of what happens with this. This could just be an absolute disaster, and then Monon loses, and then Elsie ends up against Grace in the final championship round. Whatever. It's my fight night. We're going to see what happens. I mean, you got to think here that Elsie's at a little bit disadvantaged coming right off of a fight against Grace, where she got pretty bodied on. Monon just came off of a pretty easy fight though, so we could see a lot of weird things happen here. They're both a little bit more long-range fighters, so we could have ourselves a good old-fashioned throwdown. In the red corner, obviously, we've got Elsie, our second loser, and then in the blue corner, we have Monon. Let's get things kicked off and see how things shake out. They're both starting off at the long range. Holy shit, that was a hard hit. Oh my God. Monon didn't even stand a chance. Holy shit. Elsie was out for blood. And Monon is just running away. I mean, this is not looking good. This is really not looking good. Elsie must be is just seeing blood right now. She's absolutely seeing red. Given that she just got worked by Grace, she is taking this all out on Monon. We can start it again. Let's see how things go. Maybe Monon will be like, you know what, this is not going to be a cakewalk, and she'll pick things up. But she just got freaking destroyed. I'm a little bit worried here that we're going to basically be seeing Elsie v Grace in the final round as well, which could end up being a good fight. I don't know how Elsie does. Oh, I don't know. Monon is kind of doing some stuff here, and it just wasn't enough. I thought we were about to see a little turn of the tables here, but it wasn't. And Elsie is just confidently walking off, knowing that she's going into that final round against Grace, who she just lost to. But we could see some. Oh God, poor Monon. She is just off for the hills. She is like, get me the hell out of here. Oh, she's still going. She is going and going and gone. Oof, what a tough break. The championship round is upon us. In the red corner, we have Elsie, who went from loser to winner, and maybe she's gonna step it up and really bring the heat to Grace. In the blue corner, we have Grace, undefeated, and honestly has just been really just bodying everybody. And I mean, like across the board, it's been kind of, I'm kind of surprised at the outcome. I'm glad that we did this, because this fight has been, Grace has just been up in everybody's business. So without further ado, we are going to get this thing kicked off, and we're going to truly find out who the strongest Bachelorette is. 2 rounds ago, I would have said that Grace, or 2 fights ago, I would have said that Grace is probably is going to be the winner here. But Elsie, just the last round, just absolutely brought the heat. That's never good though. Oh my gosh, Grace is coming in swinging. Holy shit. Can Elsie do it? Oh my God. Grace just slumped and just wouldn't let her get back up. That was actually kind of wild. Elsie gave her a really good run for her money. That was crazy. Let's get things reset. We've easily got 2 of the best fighters here. Elsie really showed some fortitude that last round after getting kind of worked the last fight between Elsie and Grace, and Elsie just came out swinging, did her best. She missed a couple key hits, which Grace really capitalized on, but Grace just does a really good job of playing both the long game and the short game. You know, I think at this point in time, it could be anyone's game. I think obviously Grace has a little bit of a leg up here, and this could be the end if Grace really brings it out. But Elsie still has a good shot. They're both going long range off the rip. Elsie brought some pain with those tosses, though. I mean, they're pretty much neck and neck right now. Whoever, oh no. That could be the end for Elsie. Once you give Grace that back, it's game over, and we have our champion, Grace. You know, honestly, I'm surprised, but also not. Grace is kind of a bad bitch, and she does not take any shit. And it's kind of disappointing to see just Grace body everybody like that, honestly. I mean, there was a lot of not fights in here. Oh, we got a pissed off Elsie coming in. Can she even? Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, there's still a shot, but even when Grace is down, I mean, Grace went down there, but it doesn't matter. I mean, she had Elsie, you know, surprise attacked her. But anyways, we have our victor. I gotta say, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed doing the you know, the kind of fight night thing that we got going on with the different bachelorettes. And I mean, Elsie's just still getting bodied right now. Poor thing, poor little thing. I'm not gonna save her though. She's on her own. But you know, kind of takeaways from this. I'm a little bit disappointed in the lack of variety of weapons. Basically, almost every one of the Bachelorette NPCs used dual wielding daggers, while there was Couture had the long sword, and then Nia had I don't know, rocks, stones, pebbles. I don't know what you would even call that. But I would love to see a lot more variety. I hope the devs will incorporate, you know, maybe more variety in terms of what they choose to use weapon-wise, because I think it would make these fights a little bit more interesting, because there was a clear winner. So basically, if you started off throwing your daggers and then kind of followed up, you know, using your daggers in close proximity, that was pretty much it. And that's how Grace just dominated every single round. The good news is that even though this fight night is done, the next one we're gonna do will be the Bachelors. And there is, for whatever reason, there are a lot more Bachelors. I would probably venture to say, I don't know off the top of my head, maybe at least 5 or 6 more Bachelors than there are Bachelorettes. And I would imagine as well that most of these Bachelors, we kind of got sidetracked, because there are so many. Out of all the Bachelorettes that we actually had in there, 3 of which were passive and did not have any weapons or do any fighting, because it really kind of shrunk at the size of the actual fight night itself. But with the Bachelors, there's a lot more, and I'd imagine that there are going to be a lot more fighters, a lot more different types of variety of weapons. So that's going to be a really exciting video. So make sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, because we will be back with more fights. And honestly, you know, we can do anything from large monster fights to 2v2s and 3v2s and 3v3s. The options are truly endless. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Peace out.